The ERF farm is in the Netherlands, in the center of the Netherlands, in a polder. So our farm is 6 meters below sea level. It is reclaimed land. We have nice square fields, in total more than 1,000 hectares. We grow 15 different crops. We have a large-scale organic farm, and we also process part of our crops together with other farmers in the region. Around 2017 we started with looking at new ways of growing crops, and one of the ways was or things that we looked at is strip cropping. In small strips of 6 meters, 12 meters, 24 meters. On first hand we tested different strip widths to see what is the effect. Is it efficient for the machinery, but also has it a reduction on pest and diseases or on biodiversity. And later on we shift that to a system where we only have strips of 6 meters. The strip cropping experiment that we have is on a plot of 64 hectares. We grow potato, onion, beans, oats, broccoli, parsnip, sugar mace, grass clover. We found it very important to test that in a proper way. We do that together with Wageningen University. And on the same field where we have the strips, we have also monocultural fields. And we test constantly the yield, but also the pest in the strip with the monoculture, the reference fields. In general, the narrower the strips, the better the results. Especially for potato late blight, we see that it has a huge difference. What we found out is that we can grow our potatoes for 1 or 2 weeks longer. We have more or less the same efficiency in strips in comparison with monoculture. So it means that the machines that we use in a monoculture, we can also use it in strip cropping. Planting potatoes is the same in monoculture as in strip cropping, but on the other hand, it asks a little bit more preparation. You really have to think through, which strips do I want to plant today, and you have to set up your GPS. We use the same large irrigation wheel, but we see that that is not really applicable yet for irrigating strips. In general, we can do the harvesting similar as in a monoculture, but it is more challenging. And we are involved in different projects to find solutions for that. So we see differences in pest, but also in yield, and we found out the last 3-4 years that the yield of parsnip and also fava beans in the strips is higher, 30% higher, so that's quite significant. And on the other hand, we saw a little bit lower yield for onions and for potatoes, but what we found out in general, we achieved a higher yield. And also a higher income in strip cropping. If you sum up all the crops, we see that in total we achieve a higher income of €800 per hectare. One of the questions that we had was, is there a difference of putting crops next to each other, and has one crop a certain effect, a better effect on the neighboring crop or not? But what we found out is that doesn't matter so much, so there's not really a good or a bad combination, but that in general putting crops next to each other, that helps to achieve a higher biodiversity and to get a better pest control. Well, but it was around the moment that we start planting. We got some rain. But the main goal that we started with strip cropping was to get and to realize a more resilient cropping system, that we are less vulnerable to pests and diseases, and that we are able to get a more stable yield of crops, and we see that it works.
You hope. We hope. Bien, la plupart des producteurs qu'on a au Québec, c'est des producteurs qui font 1 à 2 ou à 3 cultures maximum. Alors, d'internoir, on fait beaucoup de monoculture. Alors, on aurait à diversifier. Depuis quelques années, sur nos fermes, on a commencé à diversifier un peu, à avoir plus 5 ou 6 ou 7 légumes un peu différents, des fois de la même famille un peu, mais on peut faire des rotations, puis on peut se promener un peu, puis ça l'aide beaucoup.
On ne peut pas cultiver autant de panais qu'on cultive d'oignons. Il n'y a pas de marché pour tous ces panais-là. Okay? Il y a une question de mise en marché qui est importante à ça. Les légumes qui ont une meilleure mise en marché, c'est les oignons, c'est les carottes, c'est les laitues, dans nos sols à nous. Puis on ne peut pas aussi être un spécialiste dans 10 cultures parfaitement. Puis aujourd'hui, avec les coûts de production qu'on a, il faut que tu en contrôles 2 ou 3 parfaitement, puis là, tu arrives. Mais oui, on aurait avantage à faire de la diversification puis des cultures en rang ou intercalaires. Je pense qu'il y a un avenir là-dessus.